What's up? Don't worry, this won't take long. Welcome to the place where dreams come to live and die. Literally. Alright, you know this stuff. Rayman, Splinter Cell, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, The Crew, and Trackmania, I guess. However, aside from 2 or 3 franchises, most of the well-known ones are mainly made on the other side of the pond. Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Or Montreal, Quebec, if you really hate the French. Ubisoft Montreal, a stain on that city's reputation if you ask me. Established in 1997 in an effort for worldwide expansion, since the success of the first Splinter Cell, it became a key player in the AAA games industry, for better or worse. And I'll be looking at 2 of them this year, starting with their last great game they made. So I heard. 2004 was a great year for games. Half-Life 2, GTA San Andreas, Gran Turismo 4, in Japan at least. And then there's Far Cry, Crytek's technical and visual marvel. You play as a snarky Jack Carver who is looking for a runaway journalist while trekking around an archipelago surrounded by mercenaries and mysterious creatures which are created with science. Less horrifying than purebred dogs. It was a big success in the PC scene that its publisher, Ubisoft, decided to let their Montreal base make a version of it on the OG Xbox called Far Cry Instincts, released in 2005. Not a port, because it would be too much, but a reimagining, you know, like the Resi games or Final Fantasy VII. Spoilers! The story is loosely based on the original, except this time Jack gets captured by the baddies early in the game and is made a Witcher or some shit. Look, he has yellow eyes and superhuman powers, it's the same to me. It got a follow-up the next year, Instincts Evolution, where Jack has to deal with a deal gone wrong and Micronesian natives with the same powers as him. Fun! The 2 games got released in one disc as Instinct Predator for the 360, the same day as Evolution for some reason, and it later got a sole Wii game which is just... Yeah, Far Cry before 2 was a really weird era, and I've played Blood Dragon. Anyways, Montreal is now the main dev for the series, with Far Cry 2 in 2008 being their first original game in the series. It takes a way more grounded approach this time, so no sci-fi caveman powers bullshit. Instead, you must survive the harsh African environment while trying to find this jackal guy, and instead of seemingly open-ended yet linear levels, it is now an open world game. So it begins. This is considered the best entry for a reason, and I'm really trying hard to find that reason. Regardless, it enjoys so much commercial and critical success, enough for the series to continue on. Los Angeles Convention Center 2011. It's E3, where the main news is that Nintendo announced the Wii U, and everyone got confused. Is that an add-on? Microsoft's still on that Kinect bullshit. Konami is here too. Sony talked about the PS Vita and forcibly making us use AT&T for its 3G model, and Aaron Priceman showed up. What is happening? Mr. Caffeine aside, look, new Far Cry. Who the heck is this guy? He seems charming. You never really talk about the future of the company.
Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
And then we actually get some gameplay. That was quick. Just standard Far Cry fare, now back in a tropical setting. Does that mean I get to see those creatures? No? Well, I'm not interested. It then got shown again on next year's E3, trading Aaron with Aisha to the chagrin of many, with another gameplay demo. And gosh, I forgot that was the first thing we see in this presentation. I don't mind the sex appeal. I tend to get naked after all.
Let's get some light over here. Crash is taking off her clothes again.
But you can definitely tell this is from a different time. Let's put our painted tits aside for later. Far Cry 3 got released to much fanfare on November 2012. While it was released to the 360 and PS3, and later the PS4 and the Xbox as Far Cry 3 Classic, I'll be playing the PC original, because I want to ignore my Xbox One even more, though that means tolerating Ubisoft Connect. I'd be fine without it, but if I'm being honest, I just don't care. Like Skyrim with guns, says Machinima. Everyone wonders why they're shut down. Man, I miss this logo. It's a lot better than this regurgitation. Here's the title screen. I don't know who this bald guy is. It's certainly not fast for all I know. It's so nice that this game has difficulty settings with Master as the hardest. Worse than malaria? Well, if that's the case, I'll just be a survivor then. Kinda wish I'm not limited to free save slots. This is so nice, I hate it. The game starts with an excerpt from Alice in Wonderland, and this isn't the only reference to those books. No, there's gonna be tons of allusions to them. Then we see this posse of rich white California tourists, mainly Jason Brody, brothers Grant and Riley, Lisa Snow, and the rest, having some fun at some picturesque Southeast Asian islands. And then we cut the two of them imprisoned in a warden cell by pirates, off to a great start. And no time to waste as we meet the reason everyone bought the game for. Well, two, but we'll get to her. Vas Montenegro, everybody! And already he's establishing himself as a villainous force to be reckoned with, as he taunts the rich sarcophagus, as well as showcasing his intense personality.
Well, I hope your mama and your papa really, really love you. Because you two white boys, you look very expensive. And that's good, because I like expensive things. I'm sorry, what did you say? What did you say? Do you want me to slice you open like I did your friend? Shut the fuck up! You're my bitch. I rule this fucking kingdom. Shut the fuck up, or you die. What is it, Jason? Jason, what is it? Why aren't you laughing now like you did up there? But is this not fun anymore? Have I failed to entertain you?
But we also see that he's working for someone bigger too, when this other guy tells him to move on. You may be the boss, whoever you are, but you have big shoes to fill once I kill your pet. But as they leave, Grant manages to free himself and Jason from those cloth handcuffs and kills a guard. Jason's shocked by it. You get used to it. Not only does this intro sequence establish the basic premise of the game, as well as Jason's starting personality as being a scaredy cat compared to Grant, who has military experience, but it also teaches you the basics of stealth, something that I will very much forget after it, until one infamous mission way later. Crouch and not make voice, avoid their field of vision, throw rocks to distract them, see you're about to die, basic stuff. If you've played Splinter Cell, they should be familiar. I just wish I can do the splits though, but I at least got a camera and some other stuff. I can't wait to find the others with my brother Grant here, he's more skilled than I am.
We're gonna find him, we're gonna free the others, and then we're going home.
Never mind, now everyone's shooting at me while Vas references Forrest Gump.
Fucking tough! I said get the fuck out of here, you chicken fuck! Run, Forrest! Run!
I hate that movie. And this is when he makes his own first kill. Out of so many in this game. How deep will this rabbit hole go? Not literally though. But thankfully, he's saved and taken to safety by some tattoo artist speaking whatever he thinks is deep.
The path leads to the heart of the jungle. Follow the path, and you will find the answer.
So his first instinct is to kill him. Whoa, that's a bit too much.
You have the right to take my life, but no, I will also take yours.
So Dennis, this guy, introduces him to his new tat he gave him, which is important not only for the plot, but also for gameplay purposes. Well, mostly passive, but you get my point. Welcome to the village of Amanaki, such a peaceful place in a dangerous region controlled by the Rakyat, the good guys of the game. Or so it seems.
They are something, aren't they?
Not now, Dennis. After he convinces Jason to buy a pistol, Dennis tells him about the towers Vas has control over, a staple of most modern Ubisoft games, and all I have to do is find them, climb them, and remove the scrambles inside them. Yeah, get out of here, Isacard. You're not even plugged in. Was that even an Isacard? What is this mess? Next is leaf gathering and animal hunting, which, for the former, it's just pressing E near them to extract them. Useful for creating drugs. Beneficial ones, mind you. Same for the latter, except you have to kill them first, obviously. Don't let him visit a slaughterhouse, I'm sure that'll traumatize him more. But before Dennis could talk about Jason's tat again, one of Vas's cronies tries to call him, inadvertently telling him that they got his girlfriend Lisa in an outpost. Shit, I mean Lisa, forgot she has a Z in her name. What an odd way to pronounce Liza though.
Lisa, I'm here! I'm coming, Lisa!
But after he takes over said outpost, Lisa isn't in anymore, she escaped. But at least I got admiration from the Rakyat fellas. Would have been a lot better if you helped me, but I guess cooperation wouldn't make me worthy enough to walk the path of the warrior or some shit. Okay, they do help me if I'm willing enough to recruit them, but I tend to do most of this shit alone. Gods, I hate being a Sigma male by choice. Dennis tells Jason that one of his friends is in some guy's house, Dr. Alice Hernhardt, no relation, so I must journey west. Wait, that's not Alice. But you didn't come here for a sheer recap, did you? You actually want my opinion on the thing, right? So let's set aside the plot summary and actually talk about the game proper. How is the visual presentation? One word. Beautiful. I live for the tropical beaches and forests, and the coloring for it is very welcome here. I freaking love it. Sure, it contrasts the themes of the game to a T, but I'm not complaining. It's better than semi-sepia tone from games past. And the bloom doesn't bother me a lot, so it's a bonus. Miss me with that motion blur though, and unfortunately I can't turn it off in a game without disabling post-processing altogether. I have to edit a config file to do it. And it seems the day and night cycle works by super hard rules. If I walk or move the mouse, the sky moves. It's so weird really. Maybe it's that way so that you can take some nice photos? If so, at least include a proper photo mode next time. The people look great, at least the important characters. The rest are okay, I guess. Ubisoft, from what I heard, are infamous for downgrading their graphical presentation from E3 showing to release. See Watch Dogs for instance. I honestly don't care, but not entirely. That E3 2011 footage shows us a great graphical comparison, as the mission and the concepts are in the game proper. So let's see if put it back! Put it back! Fuck, let's not. Guns look great, vehicles look great, fauna look great, breasts look great, wait. And the menus are great as well, easy to navigate, at least for the mouse, especially the map menu. Years of using Google Maps made me prefer this method over gamepad. Sound design is great, as expected from a Ubisoft game. The gun sounds are very meaty indeed. The shooting is amazing. Even the silenced guns are meaty too. Somewhat, but still. But what's also expected is the voice acting, as in the important ones get high fidelity recorded lines, while the rest are stuck with low bitrate audio that wouldn't be out of place in Half-Life 1. Doesn't help the pirates and the allies are given a limited amount of lines to read.
Who's the man? Me. Who's the man? Me.
You got the bullets. Nothing to be afraid of.
Nothing to be.
Keep an eye out for a counterattack.
Stop me if you heard this one before. Let me show you how a man fights! Man, that still catches them off guard, huh? The voice cast, composed mainly of a bunch of Canadians, funnily enough. What do you mean, Natchez Quebecois? It's pretty alright. Although Jason always sounds so high when he speaks.
Where are the others? Is there a way I can search for them? Anything to help me find them?
You know?
Chopper! Are you fucking kidding me?
Even when he's in danger, he's high as a kite. At one point, he was gonna be played by Elias Orphexus. You can pretty much hear his voice in the E3 2011 presentation where he friends the helicopter pilot.
Take off!
Okay, okay.
Get on! Go! Go, damn it! Yo! Take off!
Okay, okay.
Get it! Go! Go!
But of course, as Deus Ex Human Revolution, the game where Elias plays the main character, became a smash hit, Ubisoft didn't want anyone to be reminded of its breakout hit, and hastily recast Jason to redo all of his lines. If I'm being honest, I don't care what Ubisoft said. They should have stuck with Elias, because from a brief listen, I think it's a much better portrayal than Jean-Paul Venuta, who's also Quebecois. It's not all Canucks though. This guy playing Bug, despite being Irish, does a convincing Australian accent, at least in my ear.
You coming up? Come on, give us a hand. I don't have your knife, all right? No. Jason, that's not all right. It's just a little fucking knife that I asked you to get me, but you're too bloody incompetent, too fucking lazy to get it for me. Too busy playing games, aren't you?
I expect an actual Aussie to come to my comments and tell me it's not convincing enough, but good enough for me. Guy playing another one of the villains is good too.
My father, rest his soul, was a diamond miner. Got up at the crack of dawn each morning, smoked a cigarette, down into the earth he went.
Fuck, he's Canadian too. But of course, Vass is the biggest star of the show, played by Michael Mando. There's a good reason why this game is as memorable today as it was on the day of release. He's just amazing at playing a sadistic psychopath. It's no wonder the game was rewritten with this guy in mind. Mike was only auditioned to play some generic NPC, and people loved his performance so much they just made him play one of the main villains. And he's not even the main one. Sorry for spoiling it this early, although while I love his performance, his voice keeps reminding me of Charlie from Always Sunny, especially when he shouts.
They say, boss, who the fuck is it going to be?
Wild card, bitches!
Imagine if Charlie Day went into that island instead of McLovin. He'll most likely end up like him anyway. Original music composed by I'll get there when I get there! Anyways, yeah, music. Not really a big fan of it. It is not just because it has Mia in it. It is unique to say the least, but the battle and mission music are a cacophony of crap that I have to tolerate.
I'm moving. Where's that son of a bitch?
That isn't to say it's all crap. I like the slow moments during cutscenes, and the theme song is a treat as well. It is a mixed bag overall though. Man, I've been saying that a lot lately, huh? Of course, as you heard from this game's intro, there's licensed music, including one that plays in one of the main missions. You know the one. There's also music playing on the radio when you drive, a nice soundtrack for a licensed, yet lesser known music of varying genres, courtesy of APM Music. It's too bad they're at low bit rate, much like the Pirates. A shame, really. Maybe the in-game reason is that the sound system in these cars are just shit, but still. Let me see what other stations have in store. Oh, that's much better. Of course, it's an FPS, so expect a lot of shooting. And the shooting feels good, so there's that. Recoil is very manageable. You can breathe in to hold steady for a bit while sniping. And using the mouse wheel changes throwable types, so if you want to change weapons, you're forced to use the numbered keys, but at least you can rebind them. Not all of them though. But overall, it's very enjoyable killing so many enemies with bullets. Movement is standard for an FPS, fast and downsize, limited sprint until you acquire the skill to have it unlimited, crouch for better aiming, the works. However, it's one of those games where you just tap the sprint or crouch keys to toggle them, and I always kept forgetting the former part. Wait, I'm not holding anything, what the fuck? And even then, aside from movement, this game loves you to hold buttons. Hold E to harvest, hold E to enter a vehicle, hold E to open doors, hold Q to heal or put out fires. I don't mind, although this game doesn't like when you hold the button a bit too early. So there were moments where I was trying to put out the fires on me, and I'm like, I'm on the Q, why is it not doing anything? It can be frustrating. You also have your quick melee attack with your machete, as well as several kinds of takedowns acquired by the skill trees. You have your regular ones, but also from above and below, chain ones, and one where you use the corpse as a human shield. I rarely use any of these, and even then, I simply just stab them. Tech West got in Pache! Shit, wrong Ubisoft franchise. Hey, I'm glad the machete doesn't take up one weapon slot, unlike in 2. You start off with one slot, but you can upgrade and equip a maximum of 4. And I'm glad you can put any weapon you like to use. One have 4 snipers? Sure. LMG, flamethrower, and 2 explosive launchers? You got it. Wanna stick to a bow and arrow? I guess. Yeah, this game introduces the bow and arrow, which is apparently a popular thing back then, but unless I'm forced to, for the most part I just use the guns. If I want some silent kills, I'll stick a suppressor onto my sniper rifle, thank you very much. At least you can recover your arrows, but still. You have a healthy variety of guns here, from pistols, including a revolver, shotguns, including this lever action one. I think you know where this is going. Machine guns, big and small, assault rifles, sniper rifles, I wish one of them was semi-auto, and other maniacal ones like the flamethrower, plus attachments from extended magazines, suppressors, and sights. Though for whatever reason, you can only attach a limited amount. The sights I get, but it's so weird to not have a gun hold a sight, a suppressor, and a bigger clip at the same time, mainly the handguns. And how come I'm not allowed to attach the silencer on my 1911? What is this? But even then, they're fun to use them, plus you can pick a paint scheme for your guns if you like. And the best part? They don't jam nor degrade till they explode. Awesome! After playing Far Cry 2, I was like, yeah, fuck that game. Hate when weapons jam at less opportune times, such as, I don't know, doing a fucking shootout with lots of armed people. Annoying! There's a lot of things this game did better, or at least make it more forgiving than Far Cry 2, and this is one of them. The fire spread mechanic, well, this game kinda nerfed that from the predecessor. The flames go away entirely after a while, but it's still annoying, especially when you're fighting against those Molotov throwing pirates up close. This is why I prefer playing sniper. Well, the difference being one is a job and the other is a mental sickness. You also have your grenades, molotovs, as well as C4s and mines, which are pretty useful, but also just situational, especially the C4s, which is used to break block stone gates and kill well-armored baddies. But you know what else is better? The health system. Like in Far Cry 2, a bit of it will regenerate, so long as the meter is partially in the small slot. But if you want to heal proper, you can use syringes you can either buy or craft yourself, or if not, you can force yourself to see a gruesome animation of Jason fixing his body. Yeah, even if fully upgraded to give you 3 or 4 bars of health, it's still recommend to use the needles. It's quick and less squeamish. At least when I'm at one slot, my health doesn't slowly drain. At least I can still heal myself even when I don't have the needles. And at least I don't have to take malaria pills every 45 minutes or force myself to do fetch quests to get it. Man, that game. Speaking of needles, you can craft not only that, but also some other beneficial ones, like ones that give you a health over buff, make you fireproof, sense animals or enemies without your camera to point at a mark, and hold your breath longer when underwater. That's great and all, but I almost always grab the health ones and sometimes the other buff thing. Shame the latter is only unlocked when first reaching the South Island. But of course, crafting require resources, flora for needles, and fauna for item storage expansion. I'll talk more about the animals later, but for flora, it's just a matter of looking for a plant with the right color leaf and just hold E to harvest it. This place has an abundance of varying plants, so it isn't difficult to look for the plant you want to pick up, especially the green ones for meds. Heck, you can acquire a skill that gives you 2 leaves for 1 harvest. Speaking of skills, and typical of a modern game, this game has RPG elements where you get a skill point every time you level up, by doing missions, side quests, or just killing people. And you have 3 skill trees of sorts, at least it's not like in Watch Dogs. You unlock more skills as you progress, but there are a few of them that require you to do feats in order to acquire it, such as a number of takedowns or capture outposts without alerting someone. But apparently, before I did the last batch of missions for the game, I managed to be fully inked without doing some of the feats, which is odd, but I'm not complaining. Not only that, but you can also loot chests and recently kill corpses for some ammo, cash, and valuables you can sell at the shops. Yeah, instead of relying on diamonds as currency, is good old American dollars. Yup, these odds are tilted by capitalism, alright. It's pretty great, but fuck, every time I try to loot the bodies, most of the time the game thinks I want to take their guns. No, damn it, I want to steal their belongings. This shit is too precise, but aside from that, if this was more involved, this game as a whole would have been a banging action RPG. Oh well, back to New Vegas. As for difficulty, I'm playing this on Survivor, but even that doesn't take away the challenge because fuck! The pirates really love to take out almost all your health and they're pretty relentless. There's thankfully enough cover for you to heal up and get back on your feet, but these fuckers can be smart enough to get to you anyway, especially when you fight against many people, so be wary of that. Unfortunately, there's one feature in Far Cry 2, one of the few I actually like about it, that I wish it wasn't omitted here, and it's the buddy system, at least when you get revived by one. If you die there and have a party that is able to rescue you, they'll come in, drag you out of the zone so that you can fully heal yourself, and it helps you out on a shootout. It's a nice feature, if only it wasn't so dragged on. Wish it was like in Bioshock Infinite though. But here, I hope you like loading screens. But there's apparently a stealth mechanic, a staple of the franchise, but unless I'm taking over outposts and forced to do so in a few missions, I tend to go guns blazing at them. But it is actually useful somewhat. If you see this circular arrow thing, that's the enemy's line of sight. And if you're in it, don't let the bar get fully visible. I actually like that hiding in tall grass and bushes while crouching actually makes you invisible. Great, especially when you're sniping. It's best not to take shots at the same place all the time because they're smart enough to investigate it. But it can be annoying whenever that shows up and you have to break away. Doesn't help that Jason always wears his blue shirt, except later in the game. I get real ninjas wear blue, but that is too bright of a shade. Oh yeah, another staple of the series are the vehicles. The cars and ATVs are fine, no complaints. The boats are a different story, especially the jet ski. I get that they're water vehicles, so the drivability of them is gonna be really different, but fuck the jet ski. If you land from a high enough waterfall, it will take so long to accelerate and turn. So if you're doing time trials with it, keep that shit in mind, because it will frustrate you. But now they can push boats into the sea, even big ones. I'm sorry, are you sure you don't have feral powers with you? That push looked too strong for you. I really wish I could repair vehicles without forcing myself to put the repair tool in my loadout. The fuck is this? Even Far Cry 2 doesn't do that shit, why now? There's also 2 flying things, so you can even call them flying things, but they are hand gliders scattered around the map, and by the time you get to the 2nd island, you get a wingsuit that you can activate whenever you fall in an open space. The only Just Cause games I played were the first 2, and I don't remember if they have wingsuits, but if not, hey, this is close enough. Too bad I can't control the pitch with the mouse, but instead with the W and S. And I still can't get over it. I much prefer exploring on ground level instead. Speaking of, the map itself, well, at least the North Island, is beautiful. So much varying vegetation, fine-looking cliffs and beaches, especially the west part of the island, and the overall vibe does make it look like it would exist somewhere in Southeast Asia. That doesn't mean it's a peaceful place though. I'm having non-flashbacks and I wasn't even there. The animals are here to get you. Tigers, leopards, snakes, crocodiles, Komodo dragons, bears, cassowaries, you name it. Some predators are hard to kill, not even a headshot is enough. There was a particular side quest where I have to hunt a black panther, don't ask how it got here, with a bow and arrow. Don't ask why I'm forced to do it, even the game doesn't know. And my god is he ferocious. Not only is he a spongy cat, he just can't catch a break. I got killed many times trying to kill him and heal myself. No wonder I can craft animal repellent for these situations. And it isn't just the animals, the pirates too. They can randomly show up as you explore the map, even blockading roads. Not as tough as the animals, but some pirates wear Kevlar vests, and a few, the heavies with light machine guns, are fully armored. So you have a hard time trying to gun them down. However, those heavies forgot to cover a pirate ahead, so if you can manage to get behind them, a headshot to the back will guarantee insta-kill them. If not that, a C4 will do the trick. Plus, the place is crawling with pirate outposts. A key feature of this game is taking over them by killing everyone in it, be it sneaky from a distance, or just guns blazing like you're John Rambo with an M60. So if you do it that way, be sure to disable the alarms before anyone reaches there. If not, they'll send reinforcements, so you have to kill them as well before the outpost becomes yours. It also doesn't net you a big XP reward, just 500 XP. Now compare it to taking over without ever being noticed. That's an extra grand. And I like to try doing so because of that. But I don't use stealth to get up close and personal, that's a bit much to me. No, I much prefer sniping at them. It's boring, but it works. Although one drawback of the island being so lush with vegetation is that they can be hard to tag and snipe enemies and find alarm bugs to disable. Alright, I forgot, using your camera lets you tag enemies and animals to keep track of. Another thing that became a staple to the series. Even big bulky action heroes have to check the bases before going in. Another issue I have to take account is that some outposts can have multiple alarm posts, maximum of 3 in one outpost. So if you're wondering how the pirates managed to call backup despite there still being one alarm box, that's why. Well, at least they're signaled by green lights at the top. It's much like the safe houses in 2, except taking over one will set them as a fast travel point and make the region safer and less red. Screw you, bus stops! Plus, some have memory cards to collect for a cash bonus. Sweet! Yeah, there are some collectibles scattered around, from relics to lost letters, and collecting enough unlocks some special syringe recipes or signature weapons, special versions of regular guns, obviously. But you also have to climb the towers and deactivate the scramblers to open up the map more, and there are puzzles to get through. Not the scramblers, the climbing part. First patches in the North Island are easy enough, but as you progress, trying to figure out where to go and not fall to your death are harder than they look. For some tight towers, they're rather mazy. In a sense, the tower climbing in Assassin's Creed was less complicated. Doing these tasks will unlock some side quests and activities to play around with, starting with the so-called story quests. Don't confuse them with the story missions, I beg of you. That's what the game actually calls them. They vary from finding crap for the natives to just shooting specific enemies or animals, to odd ones like taking photos of barcodes from a crashed spaceship, which you find using this transmitter. It's like I'm finding diamonds again. Or this one, where an elderly woman tells you to scour a wrecked plane to prove to the neighbors that she's not crazy. But it turns out the plane crashed a decade ago, and the old lady wasn't real. Ooh. Yeah, some of these side quests have some sort of twist ending to them, sometimes for no apparent reason. And here's a mission where you get attacked by a crocodile. These missions are fun and all, although I learned the hard way that if you try fast traveling, it cancels the mission. Worse yet, I can't skip the cutscenes. Ugh. Next are the bulletin board missions, which are fine. They are formulaic, but even then, they're fun to do, especially the rare animal hunts, which give you some important skins to craft the ultimate whatever for maximum space for your whatever. Others are just kill a set amount of animals with a specific weapon, and that's a lot. Why specific weapons? Where you can just kill and skin them with whatever you have, including rocket launchers? Or rather than giving you a challenge, I don't fucking know. If I try hurting them with a different weapon, it's an instant mission failure. No tricks allowed. Still, not bad to say the least, though it makes me feel bad for killing a defenseless prey. Look at the tapirs, why would I murder such a beautiful animal? The other ones are where you kill a specific commander or two in a specific place, and it's always with a knife. If you're that much into sneaking or sniping them, this is for you. Unless they also snipe too. At least they vary, but it's whatever. They're harmless to say the least. Those side quests, not the enemies, they're still hard as fucks. There's also the supply drop missions where you pass checkpoints to the finish before time runs out? Oh no. And what's this? Time trial events? Fuck! I'm trying to move away from racing stuff and yet they pull me back in. But yeah, don't expect any proper multi-car races here. I'm sure the engine isn't capable of it. Yet. And finally, the few side activities, from knife throwing, dog hunt with various weapon types, to fucking poker. Hey, this isn't Balatro. What else can I say? It's poker, specifically Texas Hold'em. Place your wager, call, check, go all in, fold and lose your money, get the best hand and win it. I'm sure this will make you good at it in real life. Please don't gamble. I never really cared for it, but because a few of the missions, including two plot important ones, forced you to play it, I had to mention it. Don't lose all of it while trying to finish this. I much prefer these kill Frenchie challenges all around the map. Step right up, wholesome fun for everyone! Anyways, we smoothly transition back to the story bits. It's mostly recapping with a few bits of analysis, so if you don't give a shit about that, or don't want to get spoiled too much, skip to this timestamp, because it's gonna take up about half the video. But for those who want a cure for insomnia, this is for you, so I hope you're seated comfortably. Last time, Jason was taking over his first outpost. For someone who just saw his brother die and kill someone for the first time in that order, he somewhat got used to it very quickly. Maybe the island's zaniness comforted him enough in short time, I don't know. Despite his girlfriend Lisa escaping, Dennis tells him to go meet Dr. Hearn out west. So we head there and barge into a greenhouse for some reason. Ah, don't greet me like that! Here's the Mad Hatter, it seems, who has Daisy upstairs, suffering from a severe case of plant poisoning while she was running away. And it's a shame he ran out of the antidote for her, so I have to get the shrooms for him. It's in some cave west of it.
These cliffs aren't west.
Ugh, what a fraud. Oh wait, maybe he's just being specific or whatever. I don't know, he's higher than Jason, really. It's a nice break from that bit of action as you explore the cave and get into a trip by accident. Oh, what a thrill. Hey, don't run away from me, greenhouse. Anywho. Got the mushrooms, and I get to talk to Daisy. And of course, Jason has to be the bearer of bad news, prompting Daisy to swear revenge on whoever killed him.
Whoever did this, whoever killed Grant, deserves to die.
Ah, but it's charming for a pirate. Jason tells Alice if he could bring his friends into his house, but he's like, no, my pirates come and sell my stuff. I don't want any trouble. But he ends up accepting it.
Agnes.
Dennis tells me to get to a satellite dish in a beach container ship for more info, and I have to do it stealthily, at least the first half, where I kill 3 operators to gather intel. At least I can kill them. Probably should have gotten that free DLC sniper lest I keep failing this mission because I really suck at stealth. If I get caught, they raise the alarm and, I don't know, blow it up, tear it apart, whatever. Got the intel and listen to a signal where the pirates are telling they're holding his friends out of some place called PC. Prison camp? No time for guessing, I have to kill the backup. After destroying a weapons cache, which teaches you to always turn off the fucking alarms, Dennis tells Jason that PC stands for Pirate's Cove. Ugh, I'm terrible at guessing. Okay, let's try to actually do this as silent as possible.
Nothing!
Fuck! Ah! Turn that fucking thing off! Right, got the key, so now it's time to get inside and kill more pirates.
I'm coming, Lisa!
Lisa must be in here, alright. Oh, never mind, it's just a video. Score 1 for military intelligence. And I got knocked down. Where the fuck am I now? Oh look, it's Vaz! And hey, Lisa! And that guy. Anyways, Vaz isn't happy about Jason's sad, leading to talking about his relationship with his sister.
Who gave you that ink? I ask you a question, who gave you that ink? Teacher gave you that ink? My sister gave you that ink? You think that makes you one of us? You think that makes you like me? Huh? California boy's got a hard-on. Jungle fever.
Hopefully not the song.
I'm gonna drive a bullet through my sister's skull. Like I did your brother Grant.
Sorry, I promise that's the last time I use that clip.
There was a time where I'd do anything for my sister. You know, first time I ever killed was for my sister. It was not enough for her. No, please. You see, the thing about our loved ones, right? Our fucking loved ones! They come and they blindside you every fucking time. So they say to me, they say, Voss, who the fuck is it going to be? Them or me? Me or them? like, you know, like they fucking think that I need to make a fucking choice.
Surely that won't foreshadow anything. I only play the clips because I really love his acting. I like Vass, enough to kill him, but still. Then he puts this shitty lighter into Jason's shirt pocket, which is probably a bad idea, and starts burning the place as he takes the yellow shirt guy with him. Oh, it's Oliver? Couldn't care less, I'm trying to save Lisa here! This one is unique as you have to shoot the pipes to put down the flames, as well as the sidestepping sequences, which are whatever. But I got Lisa and we escape by jeep. Ooh, free grenade launcher! It is a rail shooter segment, but at least it doesn't overstay its welcome. And besides, grenade launchers are dope.
Heads at 10 and 2, 10 and 2!
10 and 2? Are you crazy?
Serpentine! Serpentine!
What the fuck does that mean? Enough, awful. We rescue Lisa, who's not happy about Jason being all excited about it.
You think almost being killed or sold into slavery is fun?
Hey, Lisa, calm down.
Take a hint. And he takes her to a cave where Daisy found a boat that can let them escape the Isles. Great! I swear, I'm pretty sure there was a point where he talked to Daisy and have this conversation where Jason thinks he feels good about killing. Oh well, Alyssa can eat the red pills to have flashbacks at the Bangkok Club, so meh. Here's the posse getting shots. Anyway, Dennis calls Jason again after trying so many times. However, Jason isn't feeling well, not strong enough he thinks. But Dennis tells him that he's prepared to meet Priestess Citra Telogmai, sister of Vass, and the Mr. Caterpillar analog. Alright, let's meet the girl everyone's talking about, and holy shit, you're wearing my shirt! Man, you like to go barefoot, huh? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you do know that the ground here isn't that firm, right? Sorry for sounding too civilized, but whenever I strip to my birthday suit, and I tend to do that a lot, my shoes will always stay on, unless I'm at the beach or whatever.
Do they teach you to speak without permission in America?
No, I learned that in England. Also, I'm Canadian. After threatening him to cut his tatted skin off, funny gal this one. She's amazed at a white foreigner to the land, following the path of the warrior. But she still calls bluff. Why would you trust a white guy at all? I'm white, and even I can't trust myself sometimes. But after a bit of convincing, she lets him drink whatever this is, so that he can find what's lost for her. Oh fuck, it's drugs, I knew it! Hey, stop looking at me like that, Dennis, I'm having a bad trip! Fuck. It's a pretty dank sequence, well, minus the frame rate tank there, but apart from that, it does reveal what's about to come. From Keith being sexually harassed to Riley being interrogated. What about Oliver though? Man, even this sequence doesn't give a shit about him. Also, follow the right rabbit. Man, the Matrix was more subtle than this. Anyways, find this knife, got it. And thankfully, Dennis gives us the first clue. Head to a place called Bat Town and find the right rabbit. I like that the game put a fast travel point in the village just so I can do the mission alright, but I've decided to climb all the towers and take over all the posts in the island before doing so. Leave no place unmapped and untapped, I tell you what. So I head to Bat Town, and thankfully I don't get to play poker as I'm winning. It seems the locals have heard tales of this Snow White figure.
Did you hear about Snow White?
Shut up about Snow White. Every time you tell the story, we're playing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Snow White escapes from Voss's prison camp. Next thing you know, he's killing guys with a machete.
Oh, that's the worst version of the story I ever heard. You ruined the drama!
You know, despite the game having parallels to Alice in Wonderland, it's odd that Jason is nicknamed Snow White by them. I guess Alice is too on the nose, yet not descriptive enough. The man in white leaves the bar, and I have to follow him without notice. You know, I always get so jumpy whenever he looks back despite this line of sight not showing up. I enter his house.
You have 10 seconds to tell me who you are before I remotely detonate the C4 under the table and this whole place explodes like a pop bottle.
Jesus!
I doubt it. 5 seconds.
After asking me if I'm a patriot or some poet, I meet Willis Huntley proper, the guy who wrote the in-game handbook and an agent for the US government. Ah, great. I need to get help from the army and the government.
I need to get help from the army and the government.
Hey! Though despite not helping much, he does have info on the two missing persons Jason's trying to find. but he's also got info on Vass, who is actually a puppet for a more dangerous figure, Elon Musk. Shit, I got these mixed up. Hoyt Volker, and he wants me to burn his wheat crops to draw his attention. Danke for the Flammenwerfer, Fran! After calling Dennis for a location, we head there and start burning shit. Cue, Skrillex, I guess. Sure. Can you tell this was made in 2012? This is most people's favorite mission. Not because it's easy or anything, there's a few arbor fuckers in the arbor. No, you burn crops with a flamethrower while Skrillex plays out of nowhere, and that's all that matters. I mean, GTA San Andreas had a similar mission involving that, but it didn't blare dubstep while you ride it, didn't it? Gotta be honest, it's not really my favorite. I mean, I'd rather listen to something other than Make It Bun Damn for one. At least it's not Bangarang, I hate that shit. But I get the gist of it. And then you blow up a boat, the end. Back to Willis, who thinks he's similar to the locals because he thinks his house resembles a society like the US compared to the jungle, where you forget everything about yourself and your past in the end. I don't know about that, Willis. Have you seen the news lately? Hoyt arrived to the north and had a conversation with Vass, sounding unusually depressed, or at least not as screamy. I guess the intense personality was just a nag, like how he's asked about Snow White by Hoyt, but all he cares about is his family issues, particularly with his sister.
I did what you wanted with his younger brother. He's my sister. She's inking that white boy. I don't give a fuck about your family. It is by my grace that your head isn't impaled on the antenna of my car!
Charming. Anyways, I need to get the transport manifest in Barristown in order to get that yellow shirt stone afraid of Jason, and I have to talk to the Many Red Stripes to get the manifest. It's a shame I have to walk through a minefield, but other than that, it's an okay escort mission where you defend the guy fighting it in a pile. Sir, I don't think that pile is that big. The smoke from the blown up mines blinded you a bit. After rescuing Oliver from a bombastic sniper and boat mission later that night, Lisa is worried about Jason's sanity caused by the island's craziness, but I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. And hey, Willis knows where Keith is. Kind of. I just have to meet a sleazeball named Buck.
So his name is Buck, and he lacks the
At the bar, what the?
Jason? This is Jason, right?
Dude, I'm not in the mood to do DLC shit. Leave me alone. Anyways, here's Buck, an Australian who has Keith as his slave. Ah, cunt.
You bought him from Hoyt.
Ah, him. He said his name was...
You're hysterical.
I know I'm supposed to hate this guy for very obvious reasons, but he's just so funny, you know? Helps that he's good looking and Australian. Ugh, why not just look at Porno TF2 Sniper instead? He tells me to get this special knife for him. That's a very familiar knife you got here. Oh, sorry, a piece of art. Not referring to the drawing, let's just get in that shit before he decides to rape me or something. Aside from the bow one, which is pretty neat, it even has an escape sequence after the boat sinks. Oh, this is weird. There's a heavy showing his back. I can't do a takedown on him because that skill is locked until you reach the second island. So why did they put the heavy here if I can't... Shoot the exposed powder head, you whiny cunt! The missions where you find the knife, which involve finding pieces of a mystical compass, are rather formulaic. While I like the challenge and the intensity of them, they are nothing more than kill pirates on your way there, then feast your eyes on some ancient ruins, while also being wary of animals and puzzles. Even then, it's nice seeing some proper tomb raiding, even if I'm not playing as a busty British bitch. No offense to the survivor Lara. And at least the missions have a bit of variety in them. One of them throws you some sulfur geysers to avoid, and here's one where you push minecarts to avoid sniper shots. You know, if you're too chicken shit to take a sniper rifle with you. Plus, the sleazeball is culture enough to give you history lessons about the island. You know, if you care about that. Like me! And this fucker always shows up before and after I start these missions. Was Buck playing with me here? Is that why I see pirates guarding the place when I enter them? Right, got the dagger. I probably should have taken a bag of rocks with me. Oh, who am I kidding? That trick didn't work anyway. Got out safe, and where the fuck is Buck?
You're not here.
Not this time, mate.
Ugh, at least I can fast travel to Badtown, and shit, the game crashed. Here's your knife, you cunt. Let me see Keith downstairs. He's in need of a lot of therapy for sure. Okay, a lot. While subtle, kind of. Turns out Buck was keeping him as his sex slave, so... Harvey regrets doing that reference, Jason? Unfortunately, that sex pest doesn't actually let the two leave, hoping that his mind games will make Jason his new fuck toy. You done it, Buck. You destroyed Jason's sanity, and now you're dead. I'll be honest, I expected more than just a quick time event there. That was a pretty quick fight. Some say Buck was a problematic betrayal of a gay person. I say, I ain't complaining. This one needs more terrible f***s to balance it out. Holy shit that I just uttered that out loud. Anyway, that's 4 down, 1 to go. Let us never speak of that again. Unfortunately, it seems that his brother Riley didn't make it, so that fucking sucks. But hey, I'm getting close to killing that Mohawk fuck. Here is the knife you want, Citra. She asks what Jason really wants, and that is to kill those two fuckers and be a bitch. And she tells him of a legend about this big ink monster terrorizing a peaceful lotus pond. Until one day, a guy from the north, using the powers of his tats, killed it, and its bits fell into the pond to become the Rook Islands as we know it. I feel like this story was made specifically for Jason to feel at ease with what he's been doing. I mean, she did make him drink some drugs and let him to be one with the jungle. Hope she's happy with that. So yeah, let the legend come back to life, or whatever Citra's trying to say. Compelling story though. Anyways, Dennis is planning an attack on Vass's convoy. Must be that parade I heard on the cassette.
Lovely weather we're having. Why, boss, are you planning a parade? That's why I love you, Voss.
Warrior Rescue Service is just the worst. The first part, Ambush, starts off fine, setting a bomb and stopping some unusual force at the water tower. Why are they yellow?
Those guys aren't pirates. They don't look like Voss's men.
Oh fuck, I forgot to park my car there. Sorry. But then...
Jason, you miss me?
Yes, Vass, I did miss you. Hey, look, it's that famous scene where Vass gives his own definition of insanity. You know, doing the same shit over and over again while expecting something to change, but it won't. Yeah, I don't know about that. I did 3 missions involving finding ancient pieces that are very formulaic, and that gave me a knife, woo!
I'm sorry. I don't like the way you are looking at me.
The guards, whenever they see my red eyes glowing brighter than usual. I'm sure this will be it for Jason, right?
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
The second time was fucking annoying! Out of that shit, I don't look. It's the E3 level. And I hate it. For one, all your weapons are taken away from you. You know how I feel about games taking my guns away. Going guns blazing can be possible, if you hate yourself that much. But your best course of action is to stick around to the helicopter to escape. Good luck with that, because a heavy gun is guarding it, plus there's 2 stunners in the area, as well as 4 snipers looking out for you. So if you ever get spotted, you're pretty much fucked. I took a long while to get in the darn chopper, and my gosh did I hate it. I was on the edge of my seat trying not to get spotted, but eventually I managed to get in and get shot by an RPG.
Did I ever tell you the definition?
I don't think it's funny anymore. Damn, all that for— wait! He's back from the dead! Ah! Jason is a crow! That sting, you idiot! So Vass's old lighter saved his ass, which I'm surprised he didn't take it off after saving Lisa, and now I have to get my ship back from this place. Don't worry, I'll just get into a vantage point, get my camera out. Wait, where's my camera? Anyways, got my shit back. Dennis warns Jason against killing Vass and Hoyt, but of course, there's a first time for everything, and now I head back to Citra's place to celebrate my job well done. I think? Whatever, she's impressed he got reborn, hey? And tells him to drink and follow the path. Don't mind if I do. Now how the hell am I supposed to do it while high— holy shit, I'm having a bad trip again! Now that is a proper boss fight, where I have to shoot explosive arrows at this giant's head while avoiding their flame-throwing and inking attacks. Not too hard too. I thought this was the entire fight area, but it's just my stupid mind anyway. Fantastic, even if it gives me shades of the Minos fight from Ultra Kill. All that's missing is a health bar on top, and the ability to parry. Fuck you, Inkster! The hell? Was he just fucking me while I was high? Man, this game is as rapey as Ubisoft. Nice tits, by the way, but I'm pretty sure YouTube won't like them, even if her nipples are painted over. Oh well, that didn't stop people posting this scene uncensored in the site. And this isn't the only time they fuck. Aw man, I was watched by a lot too. For any other person it's creepy as shit, but not for Jason. He now lives for this shit. Anyways, Boris is ready to take on Vaz at his compound to send Hoyt a giant fuck you all by himself. Look at all this decadence in the island. Hey, what's the song playing?
I think you're freaky and I like you a lot.
Subtle. Unfortunately for him, Jason was led to a trap.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Hey, I was enjoying that music. Why couldn't I listen to that while I shoot my way to that hangar?
I'll pay 10 grand! You're the first motherfucker to get me Jason Brody's nutsack!
Oh look, a tiger. I'm so scared.
Stupid motherfucking white boy, you come here in my fucking jungle and you think you're a fucking warrior!
Alright, shut your pie hole about me being a white savior and...
motherfucker.
Ah, great, he drugged me with that Chinese dagger? What the fuck? Is this whole game a big old drug trip? Is everything real here? Am I actually there in the prologue? Speaking of which, Jason is tripping balls now, seeing Vaz interjecting in some of these scenes. Jesus.
Are you enjoying my sister's company? Huh? She's gonna make a warrior out of you. You are so fucked, Jason. Pull the trigger. Come on, motherfucker. Pull the trigger!
Man, what is it with these boss fights being so gosh darn fucking easy? Ah, fuck, that didn't work out. And now I'm fighting figments of him while he's preaching to me.
Take me into your heart! Accept me as your savior! Nail me to the fucking cross! And let me be reborn!
I didn't mean to call you Jesus, man. Yeah, despite the drug-filled quick-time event fest, and it isn't much, it's still a memorable moment. So Vaz is dead, I think. Let's pretend this DLC doesn't exist and move on. Back to the temple safe and sound, state your congratulations for the job well done. This time, Anne tells him that Vaz was manipulated by Hoyt into leaving a tribe and become the slave trader of the island for him, and now I must kill him too. That thing Citra made him do made him so desperate he'd rather be working for a slaver. What exactly did she told him to do is a question we have to wait and answer till the end. But before we head to the south, I must do one thing. Here Dennis being rather drunk and jealous of Jason dating Citra. Not that actually, it's this. Hey, we have the boat almost fixed, so we leave the place in no time. I stay. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, can I come with you?
No, fuck off. After helping Willis fixing his plane from more pirates, we're now off to the South Island, where I might meet Sonic or some shit. Have fun helping Price out there, and thanks for the wingsuit! And this is the point where people just don't give a shit as much until the ending. Now the South Island, while not as memorable as the other one, is at least a mountainous one, while lacking trees makes up for the height variation, making stomping towards the outpost a dream. Kind of. It can get hard to shoot at the alarms when walls obstruct them, even when you're high up, so you're still gonna have to move around and shit. And instead of fighting pirates, you're up against Hoyt's privateers, which are deadlier and more armored. Especially the heavies, they're not fully covered, so headshots to the back are hard to perform. But they're still not safe from C4s and explosive rounds. Suckers! Also beware of flamers, but they're as easily killable as regular heavies. Even then, I much prefer the North Island because it's more large and varied. Here, I'm sure this kind of environment exists in Southeast Asia, but to me, I feel like I'm in the European countryside instead. At the very least, this place gives me more guns to buy and play with, like the Spaz 12, the Black Arrow rifle, and the Bison. No, I'm not pronouncing it as Bison. As a curious lover of obscure games, I'm also a curious lover of obscure guns. Look at this thing's magazine, it's helical and you load it like this. I love it! Oh yeah, and the Deagle is here too, for all you really nostalgic fans out there. Whatever. But the Spaz is a treat too, and I'm glad it's stuck in semi-auto mode. I ain't cocking that shit. Okay, where were we? Right, I'm supposed to meet an undercover guy called Sam, who's a regular at the Crazy Cock.
Holy shit. The Crazy Cock exists.
It's a shame it's not a gentleman's club, but a CD bar instead. And great, it's forcing me to play poker. Don't make me get a gambling addiction. I have to make this quick. Whistle the Star Spangled Banner to wake him up. And shit, that only made him angrier. But after telling him we were working for Willis, he tells me to get to his place. The fuck? He disappeared? Even Jason is questioning it. Why do some story characters like to disappear after a cutscene, man? Sam is working undercover as a privateer, promoted just because he's German. An American-born German, mind you, but a German nonetheless. He thinks Uncle Sam was the founding father.
Oh, Uncle Sam. I get it.
One of the founding fathers, I think.
You might want to look that up.
I think he meant Samuel Adams, but let's not be pedantic. Because Jason Brody is, well, Jason fucking Brody, Sam recommends going undercover as well, in order to sabotage his business and kill Hoyt. Simple way of doing it is by getting a disguise, but you can't just do it by killing a random privateer in free roam. Oh no, you have to get inside some cave, where Hoyt's about to make a speech to the recruits. I heard Doppelganger was this hard son of a bitch to get through, maybe even the hardest. And yeah, it is frustrating. If you hit stealth, sure, you're forced to sneak around to go to the big boat unnoticed, but if I'm honest, I have more trouble with more action-packed missions with enemies shooting from every place. This one is just meh. The hardest part was this big with many weaklings and a heavy, but after jumping off the pier, it's smooth sailing from here. Give me that get up, I'm late for a meeting. And here's Hoyt giving a speech while also burning an innocent man alive in a cave, because you know, he's evil and all that. If you break any of his rules, you burn like this guy, so have fun! Great, now that I have the suit, I can now walk anywhere without the privateers giving me the stink eye. Doesn't stop me from taking over outposts though. I'll endanger you like I've endangered hundreds of other animals! Doesn't sound right without the Australian accent. Apparently some jackasses are trying to steal from Hoyt, so hunting them down and get their wall share of the memo should be enough to appease the chief. You can do this mission stealthily or... yeah. Too bad the shit isn't in this one, nor the next mission, but at least I get to cooperate with Sam defusing bombs at a wheat plantation.
Ready?
Blitzkrieg! Seriously?
I like Sam, I just hope we both survive in the end. Thankfully, Deep Throne has the roll sheet and fuck, it's a hard one. While the area is very linear, it's still really challenging to get through without wasting so many mad needles. These fuckers are relentless, but at least I got the roll sheet and... the fuck? As I was saying, I got the shit I need to finally meet Hoyt at his compound. Man, what a dump. And here he is, a big shot himself. Now, I might be understating this, but Hoyt is not as memorable of a villain as Vass. Yeah, he operates a human trafficking business, which makes him so fucking evil, and likes to listen to Ride of the Valkyries, but that doesn't make him popular. Personality-wise, it's just he's evil and has an accent, woo! Without much of a motive, nor the charisma, he's just a generic villain. Unless you read the handbook for lore purposes, but most people tend not to do that. And for the final boss, that's a disappointment. For a game like this, I'm sure that's intentional, but still. Vass was unique, not because he's just a psychotic motherfucker that likes to scream a lot. No, he's deeper than that. Well, as deep as Ubisoft allows it, he was just a puppet for Hoyt, a mirror image of Jason, who is a puppet for Citra, including the drugs they took from them. Except he knows he's being puppeteered unlike Jason until the ending, and he really wanted to get away from Hoyt and control his own destiny. And every other villain in this series had big shoes to fill, including the Jackal from the last game and Hoyt here. Really, most people only play this game for Vass, so I can understand the disappointment after his death. Not me though, I'm only here for the tits! Anyways, he tells me to go down the basement and torture someone on camera. It's probably just some random Rakyat guy or some... Holy shit, it's Riley! He's actually alive! That's so amazing! Shit, I have to stay in character! I don't know what's worse, this torture scene here? Or the one in GTA 5? Man, I love bringing that mission up, huh? Well, at least this one was quick, and there's only one squeamish worthy moment where you press the gunshot wound to make him scream. That other one was just torture, scouting, torture, sniper shot. So good job, Ubisoft. I really should hand it to them. After disabling Hoyt's communications by taking on a satellite dish like it's Far Cry 1, except even harder because I'm not allowed to stay at a safe spot lest I leave my bomb exposed to diffusers. Man, I hate this. I then blew up the fuel depots with Sam, which is thankfully a lot better because it was helping me. Finally, it's time to end this and kill Hoyt. Not before I do a few things first. If I start right away, I can't go back until the game is over. And done! I did all the story quests and I'm fully inked. Now we really murder him. All I have to do is win a poker game with him and... Fuck! Hoyt knows about Jason in disguise! Probably should have stayed entirely in character while torturing Riley, even when Sam was cramming the video signal for a bit. And now I'm betting my life. Thankfully you don't have to win to continue as Hoyt just cuts his left-right finger, transitioning to a boss fight which... it's that bug fight again, just a little longer. Boring! At least the sequence after it is banging, where he head to the airfield to rescue Riley as he's about to be sent to his comeback in Yemen. Sure, the first part is just driving and shooting at the privateers, but once that's done, it's a damn chopper turret sequence.
Okay, I don't know what to do with this, man. Use the force.
Now it's not the time to spew references, buddy. It's a fantastic sequence, all things considered, as you shoot at enemies while Rider the Valkyries blares throughout. Oh man, this is way more fun than that Rambo game from 2 years later. But as Jason and Riley arrive at Alex's place, his house is burning down and the doctor is dying. That manipulative bitch and the cronies kidnapped his friends, so he had to rescue them under temple. I don't remember Mr. Carabello being the ultimate villain in the books. Then again, I never read them. Yeah, turns out Vass was right about not trusting and giving in to his sister, but he was a slaver, so fuck him. Citra's still better anyway, even if she kidnapped Jason's friends. This ends here, you cunt! Man, I've said the C word a lot in this video, huh? I guess she didn't like what I called her and blew some powder at me. She may be blind! Yeah! And now Citra cuffed Jason in her room. That won't stop him as he learned from the best and got himself free to walk this rock-tripping path of success or some shit. You know, I was kind of expecting a big bombastic battle, but all you do here is walk this long corridor while figments of Lisa operate and jump scare you. All the action before this is over, it now turned into a little walking simulator. I stocked up on mans for this? Ugh, just give me the knife and shit, I'm about to do the thing Citra made Vass do. So what's it gonna be, Snow White? Break the cycle of insanity or enforce the island status quo?
Who the fuck is it going to be? Them or me? Me or them? Like they fucking think that I need to make a fucking choice.
Yeah, I may love getting that racket pussy, but not that much. Citra is saddened by his choice, but Dennis comes in angry at him and is about to kill him. Oh, whoops, you killed her. Thanks for helping me. At least I don't have to escape the islands as the game skips that to see our friends leaving it. With Jason worrying about having killed so many people to get to this point, it is gonna take a lot for him to recover and be normal again. At least the Iraqi had a fight with a choice to let us leave. Nah. I hate them all anyway. It's just me, the Rakyat, and the lovely, lovely Citra. Now let's have some fun together. And by that I mean getting stabbed after coming inside her. I make the shittiest choices.
Rage against the darkness. You are a warrior. Die a warrior. You won.
Worth it. So yeah, that was a great story about a regular guy with little to no military experience being thrown to the wolves and the consequences of it all. But let's be fair, I don't think it's really that deep. I mean, sure, I like the attempts at deconstructing the action survivor tropes, if not the white savior ones, as well as the parallels between this game and Alice in Wonderland, but it takes a sharp nosedive after you kill Vass, not only in plot, but the content too. There's nothing interesting to see here. To think the plot is this holy masterpiece is like thinking the Avengers is high art. I don't think it warrants like 2 hours worth of essay content talking about it, unless you'd like to talk about the distance between the game and what the writers want you to feel, according to interviews. Actually, it's a satire of the whole action game genre. You think you're actually having fun? Think again, because you'll feel like garbage by the end. Real smooth, fellas. You will feel ashamed with your words and deeds. But even I don't think that does much to me this runtime. Despite what the writers intended it to be, it's still a power fantasy game. And there's nothing wrong with power fantasies, but when Noah Gervais can talk about the game's plot and themes in a bit over 20 minutes, why waste time? There was an online co-op mode with its own campaign, but for some reason, Ubisoft decided to gut that in an update. Well, now I can't completely review this. Don't worry, there's a mod that restores it. It can be played offline. Unfortunately, you can only solo it as of this video, and if I'm being honest, I'd rather not. Plus the usual deathmatch guff in here too, whatever. But despite its flaws, I quite love it. The side content can leave a lot to be desired, especially the bulletin board stuff, but the gameplay is just great. I really recommend getting it. I can see why people see this as the last great Far Cry game, if not the last great Ubisoft Montreal game. Every game afterwards seems like a paint-by-numbers book that tries their best to upping the ante that FC3 achieved. But they end up being stale, even with the setting changes. But even then, do I think Far Cry 3 is the best? Well, some people think so, but there's also those that prefer 2 over that for hard-ass reasons. I see them as masochists. I've only played the first 3 plus Instinct Predator and Blood Dragon as I was writing the script, so I can't really give my opinion on the follow-ups. Maybe one day, the 4th game looks interesting set in Himalayas, but I don't need to because I already found my favorite, and that game is Far Cry 3. Blood Dragon.
Fuck you! Okay, fuck you!
But that's for another day. This month of July was gonna be me reviewing 2 Ubisoft Montreal games, but after another bout of sore throat and realizing that the other game just wasn't that interesting to play, it involves this edgelord, I cut it down to just this game and pushed that back to some other time, preferably by the end of next year. Next time, we begin our 3 months of Halloween, starting with an arcade fighter of all games.
Good job scouting that ship, Miss Sophie.
Thank you so much, Captain Claire. What did I tell you?
It has the exact artifact we want. The Amulet of Wilderness. I've advised a plan to get it. As the ship sails, we will swim towards it, take down any guards we see before they sound the alarm, get the amulet, and vamos out of there, safe and sound.
That's a good plan, but I just think disguises are better. Wait, you said vamos? Are you trying to speak Portuguese or something? That didn't sound grammatically correct if I'm honest.
You sound like my sister. She was a snarky one. Well, before the incident.
Tell me more.
When I started working for the National Police, I was harassed to the point of depression. Nicole, my sister, was my only friend. She was the reason why I didn't kill myself. Then everything changed when she was kidnapped. I wanted to end it all. But then she came back. I was happy to see her again. However, she felt like a completely different person. She's cold and sadistic. Enough was achieved to fire her.
Why exactly are you working for the HEF now? What does that have to do with Nicole?
Not only is she cold personality-wise, but also power-wise. I don't know how, but she can make ice out of her hands. And now, I'm trying to get my hands on her and end her reign of terror.
I heard that you arrested my ex-girlfriend Marie, one of the suspects I interrogated. I read that she's part of the Axis of Dementius. Could Nicole be part of it?
She is part of it. And I'm trying to find the answers. Marie was helpful for me, but she's still not enough. I have to find out more.
But what exactly are the Axis of Dementius? That name alone sounds like it's right up my alley.
Some say it's an anarchist gang. Others say it's a terrorist group. What matters is that they're up to no good, and we must stop them from wreaking any more havoc. Anyways, the ship will leave tomorrow night. Make your decision, disguises or not.